little buns, it is Steph. Welcome back to my home. I have some news for you. Do I ever? It's been a long time since I've done an estrogen update, and I kind of figured that after a year the changes would really slow down and I wouldn't see as much, things would sort of flatline. And something actually happened to me when I underwent facial feminization surgery, which I have a video about you can check out here. There is a link, and there's also a link in the description box. I had to go off of hormones for 3 weeks. So I had to go off of them 2 weeks before surgery, and then I had to stay off of them until I could move and be active enough that it wouldn't cause problems with my blood. And that's because the testosterone blockers that I take, or pretty much any testosterone blocker, thins out your blood. It alters your blood in some way. It makes it harder for your body to heal. And I had to give my body every single, every single thing I could to make it heal better. And during those 3 weeks, chemically, like on paper, like when they measured my hormones when I got back, I actually had as much testosterone in my blood as I did before I started the treatment. My estrogen was it was barely affected, but my testosterone was majorly spiking. And that really got me down in the dumps, and for a long time, I was not a happy person. One of the most important and biggest changes that I had experienced under hormone replacement therapy was my happiness and my mental health improved so much. And then after I got back, I knew I felt better. My face, I was so happy with the results and everything, but I felt bad. Something was heavy on my shoulders, and it's actually quite comforting for me to know that it was a chemical imbalance and that it wasn't something that I was dealing with that was harder to solve. You know what I mean? So it's been about 3 or 4 months, 4 or 5 months even, since my surgery, and my hormones are back at a level where I am content with, and I feel good. And not even just because I know the numbers, but because my mind is healthier when I have the right hormone in my body, which is estrogen. And there's 2 things in particular that have really started to grow in these past couple of weeks, and that have been my breasts, which hurt and are so sore. And I mean, but there's a lot of tissue and growth in here, and it makes me happy. And my hair is also growing differently. So I'm just gonna grab my handy dandy mirror. I am noticing around the area where people experience male pattern baldness, right, where your hairline recedes on the sides here, my hairline's growing lower. I have these new baby hairs, a little brown hair growing right here, which is a good ½ inch lower than my hairline. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see what happens. It's not something that other people would really notice at a first glance, but it's something that I'm noticing because I don't know, I look at my face closely. I have to pluck my eyebrows or whatever, and I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's gross, and I'm growing hair on my forehead. And then I'm like, no, that's actually a normal place where people grow hair. It's just that maybe my hairline is lowering, and that got me excited. And I don't know if that's something that other people have really examined or noticed on their bodies, and maybe it's something that doesn't actually do a lot. Maybe it's just like a few hairs here and there that people experience. But either way, it's new for me, and I think it's directly related to estrogen. That's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but that's how I feel. My skin is really beautiful. I love my skin, I really do right now. It's so soft everywhere. Everywhere is so soft. My face in particular. Okay, so I had to stop laser hair removal before I left for surgery because my skin had to not have a certain amount of scar tissue or something. I had to stop laser 6 weeks before I left. While I was gone, I did a lot of research on laser and everything, and I realized that the place that was doing my laser maybe wasn't giving me the best service. Like, they were very nice to me, but the results that I was experiencing were very slow. So I decided to hold off and look for a new provider of laser hair removal. So in terms of my face and facial hair, I haven't seen my results reverse. I still have about 2/3 of what I used to have, but it's not gone yet because I've actually put pause on it. I am, however, seeing a new service, a new treatment place this month, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm actually going to get my entire body lasered the fuck off. So it's gonna be quite exciting for me, and we're just gonna see what happens. And I will actually do a dedicated video series or video on that when the time comes. But for now, my facial hair and my body hair, pretty standard, but like much softer than it was before treatment, definitely. The reason I brought that up though is my face. My skin feels so good, and my skin is actually quite beautiful. But I noticed, like, I usually have this idea that I have bad skin, you know what I mean? But the only reason I think that is because of the redness and the irritation that I still experience from removing the hair on my face every day. And so it's like comforting to me to understand that and to know that the hormones are doing great things for my skin. That makes me happy. So you can look forward to that, I guess. Body shape. Oh girl, stuff is going. Stuff is going. I actually was looking at old pictures of me when I was a kid. And I thought that my rib cage was large because of male-based puberty, like testosterone puberty, right? But my rib cage was large before puberty. I just had a big ass rib cage. And so I'm feeling actually much better about my rib cage. I don't have the desire to waist train anymore because I'm like, this is just the shape of my body. Why am I doing this to myself? It's just my body, like whatever. So my dysphoria around my rib cage is like gone. I don't experience it anymore. But I'm noticing too, my hips and my butt are kind of filling out a lot. My butt is fat. And it's not like big, it's not like, I haven't had my pump done yet, and I'm going to. Okay, I'm being very honest with you. I am most likely going to get stuff in my hips and butt, but I haven't yet, and I'm noticing that they're filling out differently, and it's kind of nice. I am not a skinny girl. I might look kind of like my proportions are like that, but I hear girls my height being like, oh my god, like I'm 115 pounds, and I'm like, girl, I'm 160 pounds. Do you want to fight me? You know what I mean? And I mean, I feel like I have a degree of like skinny privilege. I'm not saying that I don't experience that, but I'm like somewhat heavy for my size. For somebody that isn't very large, I'm pretty heavy. So I was like, where's all that weight? Like, where is it? And I think it was in my shoulders and my arms, which are much smaller than they used to be, by the way, after a year and a half on estrogen. And I feel like it's traveling down to my glutes and my buttocks, which might be the same thing, I'm not sure. Either way, my body shape is definitely changing, and I said something like that, like 1 month in estrogen, I was like, oh, stuff is really happening. I noticed that I have hips. And I was like, I did not. I so didn't have hips. But when you start and you're early on estrogen, or any hormone, I guess, anything like this, you're gonna see things that aren't really there, and it's okay. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be happy about those things, because those placebo things are what made me feel really good at the beginning. And there might have been a small difference, like in terms of measurements, there might be, you know? But at a year and a half, I can really see the difference now. In photographs, in videos, in the mirror. If you're early on estrogen and you're still like, okay, like why aren't things happening? Just be patient. Time is fickle, okay? And the more time that passes in your life, the more you're gonna wish it would slow the fuck down, even if you're waiting for your hips to fill out, I promise. Because shit is crazy, okay? I'm getting existential fear because time is going too quickly. So just relax. Enjoy the slow process, okay? That is everything for today, I believe. If you have any questions about my development a year and a half on estrogen, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything that I did not answer here, or anything that surprised me, or anything I found interesting that's a question or whatever, I will answer it. I will get back to you in the comments, as many as I possibly can. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting me and sticking with me all this time. I know that you guys, a lot of you actually came to me for the estrogen updates and the transition updates, and I haven't been doing as many of them lately. I apologize. I've kind of got it in my head that I was like, I don't know, over it, but I'm not. I'm really not. And I want you guys to stick around, and I want to share my life with you. So I hope that you start watching my other content too, because I have a lot to share with you other than my body and the way that it changes. Anyways, I will see you again soon. I love you so much. Until next time, just remember, you are a feminine. You are an estrogen pill, unless you don't want to be. Be whatever you want. But that's what I feel like you are right now in this moment, okay? I love you so much. Bye!